as Reverend Sandra Koshas, Imam Kwari Hussein, and Pandit Ravi Maraj open our program with prayers.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and for the opportunity to add to the business of Answer Mokal on this new location. As we break ground today, we dedicate this land and this work to you, begun in the strength of your name. Father, remember in your goodness those who give to this project, and keep safe, we pray, all who will labor here with their hands to transform this ground to the successful completion of the vision of its owners. We ask, dear God, that you bless this foundation and may it be a solid starting point for all that will be built here. Please grant the wisdom to make good decisions, diligence in the work, and the strength to overcome any obstacles which may be encountered. Gracious God, we ask for your divine favor to rest upon this business venture. Open doors that no man can shut, and send the right people and opportunities through its door, always. We pray for success, prosperity, and continued good reputation, and that this business would bring glory to your name and serve others well. Protect this venture, the people who will dwell within, and its decision makers from harm, loss, and failure. May this business flourish, and may all the work done prosper through your grace and your goodness. May your peace and your light continue to shine with favor upon all that is done. We commit all of the plans, transactions, and customers into your hands today and for all the days to come. In Jesus' holy name, amen.
In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, permit me to recite the opening chapters of the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Fatiha, and after that we go into the prayers. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Let us pray. O Allah, the Lord of beginnings and ends, we gather before you today to seek your blessings upon this project. Shower it with guidance, your protection, and your success. Bless every hand, every mind, and every heart that will contribute to bringing it to life. O Allah, the Almighty, let this project bring growth, opportunity, and unity to the people of Guyana. Make it a source of development, peace, and lasting benefit for our communities. O Allah, bless our leaders, especially the President of the Republic, with continued strength towards the betterment of this country. Grant peace, prosperity, and harmony to Guyana. Let this endeavor strengthen the bonds of cooperation amongst all our people, regardless of faith, backgrounds, or ethics. Unite us in purpose, keep us sincere in service, and let our collective work leave a legacy of goodness for generations to come. And when this project is completed, let it stand as a reminder of shared purpose, dedication, and divine blessings. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala al-mursaleen. والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين.
Namaskar. A very good morning to His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan, and to each and every one of you. This morning it's a great pleasure for me to be here as we join in prayers. Prayers is the foundation to success. So please join with me as we invoke the presence of Bhagwan for his blessings for this new venture. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirviganam Kurume Deva Sarvakadeshu Sarvada Gananantva Ganapati Gwang Havamahe Priyanantva Priyapati Gwang Havamahe Nidhinantva Nidhipati Gwang Havamahe Vasomamaham Jani Garvadam Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. As we invoke the blessings of Sri Ganesha, as our custom as a Hindu, when we invoke the presence of Lord Ganesha, the Lord with the elephant head, we invoke his blessings in every new home, in every new building, in every new venture. So today as we pray, we ask Lord Ganesha, the Lord with the elephant head, that whatever form of obstacle are here, that may he remove them, and may he continue to bless this company so that it can grow in prosperity. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Hari Om. Prem se bolo Ganapati Bhagwan ki jai. Thank you very much.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. Please be seated. Your Excellency, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali, Honorable Minister of Public Works, Bishop Juan Edgel, Minister of Tourism, Suzanne Rodriguez, Executive Chairman and CEO of Ansa McCall Group, Mr. Anthony Norman Sabga III, and his son Alex Sabga, other distinguished members of the Ansa McCall Group Head Office, Head of Chancery of Trinidad and Tobago High Commission, Ms. Candice Shade, Managing Director of Ansa McCall Distribution Inc. Guyana, and Head of External Affairs, Mr. Troy Cadogan, Mr. Joseph Rahal, Sector Head Real Estate Ansa McCall Limited, and his real estate team members, and other heads of group of agencies from Ansa Guyana and staff of Ansa, representatives of Zongshi Construction and Engineering, Kathy Smith, First Woman President of the GCCI, Mrs. Nirvani Ramdial, CEO of the National Trust, Ministry of Culture, other special invitees, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, residents of the east coast of Demerara, good morning. President came in earlier and said the private sector tired today, so good morning everyone. TGIF, good to be here at the historic village of Chateau, Margot, nestled between Success and LBI on the vibrant east coast of Demerara, as we can hear from the sounds and the sights of the beautiful village that surrounds us. Welcome to the sword turning ceremony for the Chateau Margot Mall. It's going to be a landmark retail and community development set to rise right here on privately owned land, which as we can see is just adjacent from the iconic Chateau Margot chimney. Of course, that's part of Guyana's tangible cultural heritage. And we recognize that there have been recent concerns raised, particularly on social media, about the proximity of this development to the heritage site. And this morning, the team from Ansa McCall will no doubt show clearly and responsibly how this is going to be done. After all, they've got a legacy of 30 years of partnership and investment right here in Guyana, and so this project is going to be a continuation of that commitment to sustainable growth and respect for heritage. So let's kick things off on this Friday morning with welcome remarks from someone who says he is going to ensure that the preservation of that century-old chimney is a priority and remains safeguarded and celebrated. Please welcome Head of External Affairs and Managing Director of Ansa McCall in Guyana, Mr. Troy Cadogan.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Michelle would have put me under some pressure in terms of ensuring the safety of the mall. The first thing Mr. Ajel came in, he said, Troy, make certain you're not breaking down or touching that thing. So I want to assure you. No, that was never in doubt. That was never in doubt. So on behalf of Ansa McCall, it is my honor to welcome all of you to this landmark occasion which we call the sod turn-in ceremony for the Chateau Margot Mall. Recognizing all protocol established, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge our guest, His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, the Honorable Bishop Juan Egel, Minister of Public Works, the Honorable Susan Rodriguez, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Ms. Candace Shane, Head of Chancery, Trinidad and Tobago High Commission, distinguished laureates of the Anthony N. Sabga Awards, Mr. A. Norman Sabga, Executive Chairman of Anson McCall Group of Companies, representatives of Zongshi, the construction company that will be engineering this project, Varchi Design and Bill, special invitees, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you all. We are especially grateful for the President of His Excellency, President Dr. Mohamed Irfaan, who continues to inspire confidence in Guyana's future through his leadership and vision. Sir, your being here today signals the importance of the Chateau Margot Mall and projects like these, which stand as symbols of progress and a shared purpose for Guyana. I must also recognize our chairman, Mr. Norman Nsaka, whose foresight and commitment to Guyana has paved the way for this investment, and extend thanks to our partners in government, the private sector, and our community who continue to make ventures like this possible. Ladies and gentlemen, today is not only about a sod turn-in ceremony, it's about turning dreams into reality. For a decade, Anson McCall has stood proudly in Guyana. We've been creating jobs, building brands, and become part of the everyday life of probably everyone in this country. This project is just another chapter in that legacy, reaffirming our commitment to be more than just a business, but a true partner in national development. This mall will not only transform the East Coast Corridor into a hub of activity and opportunity, but also demonstrates how the private sector can work hand in hand with government and communities to build a brighter, more prosperous Guyana. So as we take away shovels today, let us see it more as than a ceremonial act. It's a declaration of partnership, confidence and commitment to building a future together with the Guyanese people and the government at large. So I want to say thank you for sharing this moment with us. We look forward to welcoming you all back pretty soon, 15 months to 18 months, to celebrate the opening of this mall, which I know will be an iconic landmark on the east coast of Demerara. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much, MD Mr. Cadogan. Indeed, the Chateau Margot Mall project is going to be proof that development and heritage can coexist, honoring our past as we invest in the future. And as we contemplate the future and honor the past, we'd like to recognize the first managing director of Anson McCall here in Guyana. He's here for the special occasion, Mr. Paul Chanasu. Can you give us a wave, sir? There he is at the back. Also here with us this morning, we've got former Managing Director Beverly Harper. So we acknowledge you as well, Madam Harper. Indeed, this is the sod turning ceremony as we begin a long holiday weekend here in Guyana. And for our visitors who come in and are staying the weekend with us, we'll update you as to what are some of the exciting events you can participate in as we continue this weekend. Regrettably, our chair has to leave first thing in the morning, so we can only give you a little bit of Guyana during the course of the day. But as we heard from MD a moment ago, the chimney, that century-old chimney that once served as both a functional part of a sugar plantation and as a beacon for ships that were coming into Port Georgetown, it is going to be safeguarded and celebrated for generations to come. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to turn to the helm of Anson McCall Group, to someone who has shaped not just this company, but perhaps shaped the company to become a powerhouse in the region, in the Caribbean. He's a recipient of an honorary doctorate from the University of the West Indies, a respected business figure. He is passionate for regional development. Can we now invite forward Chairman and CEO of the Ansa McCall Group, Mr. Anthony Sarga III.
So my speech has disappeared. Troy, I have to tell you, when you were speaking, you delivered half of my speech. So now I know why you took it away. His Excellency, Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The Honorable Bishop Juan Angel, Minister of Works. The Honorable Susan Rodriguez, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce. Ms. Candace Shade, Head of Chancery, Trinidad and Tobago High Commission. Mr. Troy Cadogan, Managing Director of Ansa McCall and Head of Ansa McCall External Affairs. Distinguished laureates of the Anthony and Sabra Kirban Awards for Excellence. Representatives of the design, engineering, and construction teams. Titans of business here in Guyana, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. As we gather here today on the east coast of Demerara for the special sod turning ceremony to mark the construction of the Chateau Margot Mall, it is inspiring to witness the rapid transformation of this area. The energy is everywhere. When one looks at the infrastructural upgrades and the new housing developments, one can feel the momentum of a nation in progress. On a personal level, it is especially significant to be present on the east coast of Demerara for such an important occasion. This is because Ansa McCall's journey in Guyana began in the early 1990s, not far from here, also on the east coast of Demerara. Guyana had just started to open its economy to foreign investment, and we saw an excellent opportunity to establish a local trading distribution business and to explore manufacturing and packaging. At that time, we partnered with Seals and Packaging Industries Limited, SAPL, one of the earliest modern packaging facilities in Guyana. These early years were not without challenges. Like Trinidad and many of our Caribbean neighbors, Guyana had walked a courageous path from state-led development to vibrant investor-led economy where we see today. This evolution has required resilience, partnership, and vision. These are the qualities that Ansa McCall has long admired and shared. We are proud to have walked that journey alongside you. And we have learned and grown with you and have become even more confident in Guyana's immense potential. This confidence continues to guide our investment today. In 1992, we formed the Ansa McCall Trading Company Limited, now called Ansa Distribution Inc. Since then, we have continued to invest and expand our footprint over the years by establishing businesses in media, automotive, construction. Our goal is to venture into other key sectors that align with Guyana's future, centered around sustained growth, economic diversification, and inclusive of the prosperity for all in Guyana. Today is a milestone for both Ansa-Makal and the communities around Chateau Margot. For us, this project allows our real estate sector to highlight its expertise. Assisting clients from across the Caribbean from concept and feasibility, land acquisition, design, and financing through the construction stage, marketing and sales. But more than that, this project is a testament to what the regional expertise and local collaboration can achieve, creating spaces that enhance the lives of tenants and owners. Chateau Margot itself is special because it stands as a bridge between Guyana's rich heritage and its exciting future. The iconic chimney, which is adjacent to the mall, stands out, symbolizing the resilience and strength of the community, a proud reminder of the nation's industrial spirit. Mr. President, we will preserve the chimney. It's iconic and we respect what it stands for. Guyana's construction industry is booming, and projects like this are helping reshape the country's economic landscape. The Chateau Margot Mall will create hundreds of jobs during its construction phase and over the next year and a half, and provide many hundreds of jobs, lasting employment when completed in retail and supported services. The mall spans 110,000 square feet of leasable space. This mall will be a modern lifestyle center, as you can see from the video. A place to shop, work, dine, and be entertained. We vision a vibrant and exclusive environment that brings friends and families together. One that promotes healthy social interaction and celebrations together. By doing so, we aim to attract visitors, both boost trade and uplift the economic activities. Building something of this scale takes vision and teamwork, and we are incredibly fortunate to have a talented team to back this project. I want to thank the wonderful team of architects, engineers, developers, and project managers. Most importantly, I extend a heartfelt gratitude to the Government of Guyana, Your Excellency, your ministers, and the various government agencies whose support has made this day possible. In 2010, long before Guyana became the international focal point, my father, Dr. Anthony Sabga, then Chairman Emeritus of the Ansa-Makal Group, described Guyana as a sleeping giant, beaming with untapped promise. 15 years later, his words have proven poetic. Ansa-Makal celebrates 33 years in Guyana. We remain steadfast in our commitment to support the national growth for generations to come. Today, Guyana's promise is clearer than ever. The sleeping giant has awoke. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Chairman of Ansa-Makal Group, Mr. Anthony Sabga II. I was looking at your youthful face, sir, and of course, hence I thought you were the third. And the CEO is your son, Alex, who is also here with us. Can we give him another round of applause? Thank you so much for your work, not just in Guyana, but in the region. And you know, earlier as we waited for the start of the program, we were enjoying some delightful sounds and the beautiful steel pans. We want to take a moment to say how talented and gifted are our two young Guyanese, Naomi Roberts and Reginald Brown of the Ansa-Makal Parkside Steel Orchestra. They placed second at the Mashramani Panorama. Ladies and at this moment, on this Friday. Yes, bright sunshine on the outside, but we've got a long holiday weekend ahead of us. Now, a proud moment for Guyana. Why? Because development is moving forward. And out of Georgetown, because look where we are. Growth, opportunity, and pride to every corner of our nation. And fittingly today, near the historic Chateau Margot, as we heard a moment ago. So yes, this is progress that's rooted in heritage, but it's driven by vision. And so now I invite for the feature address someone who stays true to the one Guyana spirit, as we will see in a moment, when he comes wearing a look that seems to blend our rich cultural tapestry. Please rise as we welcome His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces.
Thank you. Please have your seats. Michelle, I have to be careful with you. I want to know why you're looking at a toilet and looking for a youthful face. Itana no Kaduka. Right, David? Not for this life only, but for eternity. For those of you who are wondering what we're speaking about, it's a beautiful coming together of persons who had the good fortunes of walking the halls of St. Stanislaus College. Everyone here, the chairman of the Anson Group, members of the kingdom, the first, the second, the third. Don't worry, you can smile, you're in Guyana. You don't have to worry, you know, you're safe. Everything is good. It is a great honor to welcome you to Guyana. No stranger to your development, no stranger to the growth of your business. But to welcome you in an environment that is not rapidly changing, an environment that is being transformed through a deliberate strategy. And there is a difference between change and transformation. In this transformation, we believe that efficiency, transparency, productivity, profitability must all align towards one core, and that core is human development, which is integrally linked to societal development. And it is when every aspect in the ecosystem of transformation becomes a part of the journey that all of our society, all of our people, and all of our communities will enjoy the impact of transformation. And the impact of transformation in this area will be felt from tomorrow. And if you want to challenge that statement, go now and check on the prices of the real estate in that street, and tomorrow check back on the prices. And these are things we take for granted. When government invests in infrastructure, they are the narrow-minded in society who sometimes believe they have a clue of policy making and development, who will say, can we eat the road? Nonetheless, it's part of the richness of democracy, and you have to accommodate the talented and the not so talented, and those who believe they're highly talented. And we do so willingly, because that is what democracy does. But it is important for us to understand that when we celebrate investments like these, it is not only about the investor, it is not only about the workers, it's not only about the banks, it is about the ecosystem. What it represents in the entire system, the value chain, how the value chain will be enhanced. And without the shadow of a doubt, I can say that this decision would not have been made if the investors did not have the confidence that the policymakers were making the investment to support what they're doing. So, it is not by accident. Kathy is here, and I always refer to her because a few weeks ago, 6 or 8 weeks ago, she made a very good speech from a young leader in the private sector, speaking about the very things that I'm mentioning and how important it is. Very soon, we will be launching a development bank that seek to do, among other things, make capital more accessible, more efficiently accessible, less costly, and less collateralized for small businesses. And we are going to do so in partnership with the commercial banks. So we're going to de-risk, we're going to co-invest, we're going to give the technical support and financial help, and build small businesses across the value chain. And why is that important for you? Because you have to follow that policy agenda of the government. And in your development here today, there must be a mechanism through which this development will offer those small businesses that we are building the opportunity to establish a footprint in your development. So I looked at your development plans before and now, and it occurred to me, with some amount of urban and regional training, that your external space is not optimized. And you could easily create a Guyana strip, a one Guyana strip that celebrate the endurance of the chimney, that celebrate the strength of the chimney and the beacon nature of the chimney. And in that strip, we work with the Guyana Marketing Corporation and the small businesses that we will develop up the value chain to have a presence, a paid presence, but a supported paid presence as part of your social responsibility in the build out of this beautiful, and it will be something different and something that speaks to a policy direction of the country and support for small businesses, especially women-led businesses. So I just want to put that idea, to plant that idea. And I was told, and I know that Answer McCall don't take lightly ideas that come from heads of state. And I know that you will not take lightly to this idea. You will consider it with deep and due management responsibility and understanding the importance of social responsibility in a commercial venture, you will definitely work in partnering with us. And maybe you have members in your staff, Padman is here too, and Troy, you're all members of the Georgetown Chambers. So, Kathy, may I assign you the task of championing this idea? Thank you very much. So, I want to thank Anson McCall Group of Companies for inviting me. I don't know if you're still happy that you did, to this turning of the sod ceremony. Today's activity, however, is more than simply the commencement of the physical works on the project of erecting a mall here at this location. Today's ceremony is an affirmation of confidence in our people and in our economy. A company like Anson McCall does not one day get a brainwave and decide to build a mall. And we know that when Anson McCall builds a mall, there are certain features that you can celebrate, as you're seeing today. One of your hidden mottos is to redefine landscape. And definitely this investment will redefine the landscape here on the East Coast. Anson McCall would have done his homework and his studies. It would not build a mall that would not in years ahead yield significant returns. This is not a charity project. This project is shrewd and forward-looking investment that recognizes that Guyana is going places, and Anson McCall wants to be part of this journey. This is what this project means. The decision to build is a vote of confidence in our people, in our economy, and in the bright future that lies ahead for this region and for Guyana as a whole. It says to me that Anson McCall has projected increase and sustained spending power and the growth of the commercial sector, and it is making an investment today for tomorrow's future. I want, however, to situate what is happening here with a broader transformation of the East Coast. The East Coast of Demerara is being transformed. Decades ago, most of the East Coast was considered as rural Guyana, but that has changed and is changing rapidly. The East Coast is now poised to become a major axis of national development, not only because of its location, but because of its people. The East Coast has long been known for its industry, its enterprise, and its resilience. The same spirit continues to drive the progress we see unfolding across the country today. Businesses are springing up all across the East Coast, all kinds of enterprises that reflect the East Coast's growing vitality. Supermarkets and retail outlets, industrial and manufacturing companies, lumber yards, commercial and service firms, banks and insurance offices, restaurants and entertainment centers, car dealerships and repair shops, petrol stations, hardware and construction suppliers, logistics hub, and even new technology and professional service providers. You name it, and it's mushrooming here on the East Coast. Added to this, the population of the East Coast is projected to increase over the next 5 years as we develop more housing schemes to meet the growing demand of persons wishing to own their own home. So we are going to have a growth in households and in persons residing and working on the East Coast. Very soon we'll also be launching some innovative investment vehicles for all of our local citizens and those in the diaspora in the first call for investment. So, for example, I spoke last night about the fertilizer plant, the gas bottling and logistics distribution company. All of those will be built out at Wales, and the local investors, citizens, and those in the diaspora will have the first call for investment, and we will guarantee a return. The government will be guaranteeing a favorable return on that investment, so that we'll be creating wealth, expanding wealth, and giving every person an opportunity to be part of that wealth. Why is that important? When the diaspora that is large is connected to investment and connected to wealth creation, they will establish an even stronger footprint in the country. And that stronger footprint will mean greater presence. Greater presence means greater demand means greater sales mean greater profitability. It's simple. So we are working, as I said a few years ago, to build an economy by 2030 where at least 3 million people will pass through to utilize the services that we're building here. Not necessarily live, but pass through. And that is important when you look at the type of infrastructure that we're building. You need the demand to continue to grow. But we're not stopping there. Infrastructure and social services have been boosted on the East Coast. Housing, water, sanitation, electricity, and improved community facilities are undergoing improvements across this area. We have established a new regional hospital and more, and we are building a massive industrial complex there that will provide employment for persons from all across the East Coast. The area is on the rise, and you can see it as you drive along Main Public Road. The East Coast in particular is fast emerging as one of the country's most dynamic corridors of growth, a place where tradition meets transformation. Every investment here, whether large or small, adds to the mosaic of development that is redefining the landscape of our nation. As a government, we are planning for the future of this and other areas. I know there is some inconvenience during peak morning and afternoon traffic, but we will deploy more traffic grants and technology to allow for better traffic management and flow during this phase of development. Until the ongoing road works are completed, this work is intended to help make commuting easier, safer, and less costly. Across Guyana, we are witnessing a new confidence-taking route. Businesses are expanding, investors are stepping forward, and communities are opening their doors to opportunity. This is the essence of building tomorrow's East Coast today. It means creating opportunities where people live so that families can find work, businesses thrive, and young people can see a future for themselves right here at home. It means developing spaces that combine modernity with community spirit, where economic growth serves the broader purpose of social upliftment. Ladies and gentlemen, investment is the lifeblood of development. It is through investment that ideas are translated into jobs, infrastructure, and better living standards. But investment does not occur by chance. It flourishes where there is confidence in good governance, in sound policy, in stability, and in the capacity of people to deliver results. The presence of investors and partners here today demonstrates that confidence. It affirms that the East Coast is seen as a place of promise and Guyana as a country on the rise. It is also a reminder that real transformation requires partnership between the public and private sectors, between investors and communities, between vision and execution. Government alone cannot build the future. Neither can the private sector be in isolation. Progress is most sustainable when it is shared, when it draws on the energy, talent, and commitment of all stakeholders working together. We in government create an enabling environment, and the private sector invests and in the process generates wealth, provides services, and creates employment. Our national development strategy recognizes this truth. We're investing heavily in infrastructure, education, energy, and housing. These are the foundations that enable businesses to grow and communities to prosper. But equally important are private investments, like the one symbolized here today, which bring vitality, innovation into the economy. They turn growth into opportunity and opportunity into progress that people can see and feel in their daily lives. As we strengthen infrastructure, expand housing, and attract new commercial and industrial activity, we are laying the groundwork for an East Coast that is modern, inclusive, and prosperous. And as we celebrate today, government is busy over the holiday weekend to complete various expressions of interest for tourism development, across the different regions, for the building out of the Vredenhoek waterfront, the Stabroek waterfront, and for a number of other projects, including the hydro power project. In the next couple of weeks, we want all of these expressions of interest to be out there in every major market as we aggressively pursue the further diversification of our economy and strengthening of the economic platform that is built on many differential pillars. As we look ahead, our task is to ensure that this momentum continues so that we sustain the pace of implementation and maintain the discipline of delivery. We must continue to convert plans into performance, continue to ensure that every initiative, whether public or private, contributes to the wider goal of national transformation. This requires consistency, collaboration, and above all, commitment to excellence. The East Coast's future, indeed Guyana's future, depends on our ability to stay focused on this path. The world is watching Guyana with new eyes. Our economy is expanding, our resources are growing, and our influence in the region is rising. But our true strength lies not in our resources, but in our readiness to build, to work, to invest, and to make people's life better. That is what will define the Guyana of tomorrow. This is why moments like these are so important. They show that progress is not an abstract idea. It is happening here and now. They remind us that development is not confined to speeches or strategies. It is found in every foundation laid, in every business opened, and in every job created. The future is built by those who are willing to act today. You may ask, how does a mall pretend development? The answer is that it represents more than a new commercial space. A mall brings together multiple businesses, it creates jobs during construction and operation, stimulates surrounding businesses, attracts new services, and provides a place where people can go and relax, do shopping, have a meal, and spend time with family and friends, while all at the same time adding to the tourism product of our country. The concept behind a mall goes beyond the idea of a collection of shops under one roof. A mall is designed to bring people, product, and experiences together in one place. It is a modern marketplace, one that is planned, accessible, and efficient, one where consumers can find a range of products and services in a secure and comfortable environment. A mall in modern-day concept is not shopping, it is an experience. But a mall also serves a deeper purpose. It becomes a social and economic hub, a place where small businesses thrive alongside major retailers, where families gather, and where communities connect. It fosters economic circulation, transactions that support jobs, supply chains, and local enterprise. It even helps in the building of families. Many people find their partners in malls. Did you? Oh, I forget, you're from the royalty. The concept of mall is at its heart about bringing people together. When people converge in one central, accessible place, commerce naturally flourishes. You meet a friend and you decide to share a meal, and then browse through the stores and make a purchase. In this regard, a mall creates a space where interaction drives opportunity. Families come to shop, dine, and relax. Entrepreneurs meet customers, and businesses feed one another's energy. But the state must also invest in security that keep these space as is being described. And that is why we're investing heavily in the technology and the tools that would ensure our development remains safe, our people remain safe, and our country remains safe. A mall reflects a maturing economy, where people have choices, where commerce is organized, and where local enterprise meets modern consumer demand. It is important that modern-day mall also celebrate the culture of society. That is why most malls in the developed and advanced societies that people actually travel to go to the malls are now building cultural experience at the center of the development, where you can experience the food of the country, the products of the country, as a cultural experience in the mall itself. And at this stage, if I may suggest once again humbly, that cultural experience is an important aspect of modern day mall development, because as I said before, the modern day mall is an experience. It's not buying and selling. It's an experience. You're selling an experience. The East Coast is changing, Guyana is changing, and we're all part of that transformation. Together, through partnership and purposeful action, we're providing that the best way to predict the future is to build it. Your father was right. So before I thank you and I wish you every success and all the good things, I come back to some suggestions. I would like to see Answer McCall invest in Guyana and promote Guyana in the following ways. Answer McCall has the greatest distribution footprint in the region. Your products are in every supermarket. You have 3 malls outside of this one that will make 4. Guyana has taken a deliberate decision to invest heavily in agro-processing, in packaging. I challenge Answer McCall today, with the support of Guyana Marketing Corporation, to distribute in every one of your supermarket Guyanese product. Not to come back with all the barriers that would not allow you to do it, but to come back with a clear strategy as to how our small farmers can say, Answer McCall means something to me. Our small agro-processors can say, Answer McCall means something to me. I have a duty and responsibility as president to look out for every Guyanese. And I am disappointed every time I go and Guyanese products are not on the shelf. We have made our fair contribution to this region. We have made a remarkable contribution to this region. And everything that we are building is for this region. Our healthcare system, I've made it clear, will be made available to this region. The region must back for us. Answer McCall must back for us. You must remove those barriers in Trinidad and Tobago that keep our goods out of your shelves. And I'm passionate about this. We have simplified, and my friend is here. We have simplified. Trinidad is our brother, our sister, our friend. But we have simplified doing business in Guyana. Let us help. Let's work with you. The Guyana Marketing Corporation will consolidate. If we have to start with 1 or 2 containers, we'll consolidate the containers. But let the small man get a chance to breathe and grow and build. Last night I was at the farmers market on the seawall. Extraordinary products. We are producing honey at unbelievable scale now. We want Answer McCall to use our honey in your processing. Use our honey in your value creation. we must see every single supermarket you have a footprint in. And I say this as friends. I say this as partners. So I would like to see a clear strategy as to how Answer McCall distribution arm would allow our agro-processors and products of Guyana to be in your distribution chain. And we can start with your 3 malls. If you can dedicate spaces for Guyana products. We have now started Origins, a fashion show. And we want our products, our clothing, our indigenous products, which has a higher social value because the markets are social sensitive and social conscience is an aspect of buying. We want you to lead the way. We want you to show every Guyanese that 31 years would normally qualify you for citizenship. We want you to show every Guyanese physically that you will take us on this journey of expansion and product positioning. We don't want Guyana to be looked at only as a retail center. That is not the Guyana we want to build. A country is a retail center. We want investment in the value chain. We want value creation. I am now looking at different models as to how we incentivize the marketing of Guyanese product and use of Guyanese product. Our craft, our clothing. You're building a dairy industry that is going to be world class. Our milk. You're building a livestock industry to take care. When I say building, it's already going at a rapid pace. We want Answer McCall to take all of the prawns that we're now producing in Anvawa and take it in all the supermarkets around the Caribbean. We want you to take the meat that the modern abattoir at Anvawa, capable of processing 100 animals per day, the meat from there, and distributed across the region. We have the consortium doing corn and soya. They'll produce feed. These are not abstract ideas. We are already building these things out. Great pride. Red beans and black eye. No longer we have to ship that in the Caribbean. In the next 18 months, we must be in a position through Guyana to supply the entire region. But for that to happen, you have to embrace the vision. The major distributors in the region must be a part of this plan. And if we don't get the support, we'll have no other choice but to build the infrastructure ourselves. I'll have to get the private sector of Guyana together. We'll have to support them. I have to talk to our friends in Brazil and build the infrastructure to create an arm of the private sector that will do it. We don't want to start from ground zero when you have all the experience in the world. We want you to support us. We want partnership. Troy, you still happy I'm here? Social responsibility. Answer my call, and I want to recognize your local team. Every time I call upon them, they are responsive. You have an amazing local team. But if I may give you one additional idea here. We have the FIFA mini pitches that we're going to invest in. So I'm not asking you to go the journey alone. We will support the journey. Imagine in your green landscaping, if we can integrate the community by having a volleyball court, a basketball court, and a FIFA mini pitch, then the community becomes a part of your development. The life that will bring with your development is completely different. I would like to ask you to give that some thought also. Because these are things that add value and integrate your investment in a greater way with the people. You know how I was very happy this morning. I had so many meetings before I come here that I had to put some private sector people to travel with me and you interchange them and have the meetings while you're traveling. That is how we're out of time today. And I remember the guys in the aviation sector used to be traveling around the world looking for a refurbished plane to buy. And then they bring it in and they tack it up, and that used to serve the industry. Today, so happy. All these guys are looking at brand new planes, brand new jets, the latest technology, one that come with AC, one that have all the latest geopositioning, autopilot between Guyana and Latam, and between Georgetown and Latam. So this is what is happening. The maturity that is taking place, the confidence. And our local guys are doing this. Our local guys are doing this. So when those expression of interest goes out, I want to see the maturity in our regional system to build consortiums and to respond to it. This region, for too long, has taken the approach of competition in a small market against each other. I believe that if we can have collaboration, you can still have competition, but if we have collaboration, it will lead to greater efficiency and profitability. Now, if you look at, I've been studying the development of some particular countries, and I don't want to name them, but the concept of consolidated cargo. You have 10 trucks carrying 10 different products, half pack, going to Barbados. When those 10 companies can consolidate one truck and send it to Barbados. So modern business is about collaboration. I'm very happy that our natural sauna in Guyana is having the desired effect on all in the audience. We're keeping your metabolism intact, and we're ensuring, sauna, they said that sauna is good. So we ensure that God bless us and we keep this blessing with this natural sauna. And if you were at the inauguration, we demonstrated it at a global scale. So my dear friends, I thank all of you on this important weekend. I want to say Happy Diwali to all of Guyana. And I want to say that may the light of eternity, the light of hope and goodness, the light of prosperity, the light of love, the light of freedom, and the light of coming together, born in each of our hearts forever. God bless all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Could we ask that you remain on stage for the presentation of a commemorative token? Seeker indulgence, Mr. President, and invite Mr. Anthony Sadler II
Who is the third?
He's not here. Could we invite Chairman to present this commemorative token on behalf of the Answer McCall group? And the token was created by artist Michael Griffith.
Just before you give me this token, you know, last night, well, this morning at 1, I was coming out of the Marriott lobby. I was having meetings, okay, downstairs in the lobby. And 2 men came to me and they said, "Can I have a photograph?" I said, "Yes." With a deep British accent. So I said, "What are you guys doing here?" You wouldn't believe it. They saw the bridge and they came in just to run over the bridge. They came in, they're spending 2 nights in the Marriott, and the purpose of the visit is just to run over the Barajak Deodemra River Bridge. You want to take a run?
Created by artist Michael Griffith. Of course, that's the stunning replica of the Barajak Deodemra River Bridge.
So, I would like to respond to the President. First and foremost, I want to say to him, we have heard you. And as he speaks, I see why Guyana is progressing the way it is. He may not like it when I say this, but he speaks like a businessman who has a huge, huge ambition. And Mr. President, we want to be part of that. Thank you. As you spoke, my mind started working, and I heard what you said about the mall. I see a green area behind the chimney.
We're both looking at the same area.
Yeah. I would like to suggest that our team and your people look at developing it jointly, whether it's a farmer's market,
Beautiful.
a volleyball, basketball court, and maybe booths and stalls to where the indigenous people can showcase their products and so forth. We already have rice from Guyana in our distribution system, and I think we are the largest rice distributors.
Well, we have grown the production heavily, so.
Troy, I am requesting that you immediately work with the agencies. The President said organize a few containers of Guyanese made goods and immediately ship it to our people. What you have spoken about is something I am a little older than you, but I have not heard the level of inspiration where a government wants to work in collaboration with businesses to grow the fortunes of the country for everybody. When a country prospers, everybody prospers. And sir, your ambition is phenomenal. As long as I am the head of this organization, I want to be part of it. Thank you, sir.
You know, I was an old debater, so you can't get me back to the point. First of all, I pray, seriously, I pray that you'll be blessed with long life to see the reality of what we'll partner on. And I want to assure you that we will be your partner, we'll be your friend, and together we will do great things.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you very much, Chairman. This is the work of Guyana happening in the President's vehicle on the stage. Just before we move to the sod turning, though, we've got one more matter, and that will be the vote of thanks. So before you don your safety vest and your helmet, we're going to move in a moment. All right, in the interest of time, and of course to honor the President's busy day, we are going to move straight into the sod turning after all. And may I invite the dignitaries? Okay, all right, so may I invite back the photographers, because we will go in a moment. In a moment, His Excellency says he can spend a few more moments to facilitate the vote of thanks, which will be done by Ansa McCall's real estate lead and sector head, and that is Mr. Joseph Rahal. May I invite you please, sir, for the vote of thanks, after which we will move to break the ground just across from here.
Thank you for your accommodation, Your Excellency. His Excellency, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali, honorable members of the Cabinet of the Republic of Guyana, Chairman of the Ansa McCall Limited Group of Companies, Mr. Norman Sabga, distinguished guests, colleagues, members of the media, friends, good morning. Your Excellency, President Ali, thank you for your presence and your government's continued support of private investment and national development. Your vision for a modern, diversified Guyana is one we're proud to help build upon. We are honored and inspired to have you and your esteemed cabinet members here to endorse this project. We will do our utmost to deliver on that confidence. And to pick up on what you spoke about with One Guyana, although we have a legal landlord-tenant relationship with our tenants, we believe in partnership. It is if our tenants do well, then we do well. So your One Guyana concept as being part of the mall is welcomed and aligned with our interests. To our chairman, Mr. Norman Sabga, thank you for your leadership, your unwavering belief in this country's potential, your faith in our team at Ansa McCall, and for your constant support. We continue to be motivated by your leadership, your ambition, and your pursuit of excellence. Thank you. To our valued investment partners, thank you for sharing this vision and your confidence in what we are creating here together. To all of our valued guests who are here to witness this sod-turning ceremony this morning, thank you for being here and celebrating this moment with us. We are very grateful that you are here. We are also grateful to the many public agencies who helped us reach this milestone, the CHPA, the National Trust of Guyana, the NDC, Go Invest, and others. In particular, I want to acknowledge the National Trust for their collaboration in preserving the historic Chateau Margot chimney, a landmark built in 1889. And what I learned this morning is that it's part and parcel of the school's curriculum. What is this monument? When was it built? And so on. So we plan to maintain and preserve this in collaboration with the National Trust. It stands as one of the witnesses to Guyana's early industry, a reminder that while factories may fade, heritage endures. And through this project, the heritage will stand proudly at the center of what's to come next. To our architect, Vincent Sabga Avachi, and your entire design team, your design brings this vision to life. To our contractor, Zhongji Construction Engineering, along with your subcontractors, as well as our project managers, KS&P, and all your team members who will soon turn this ground into reality, we thank you. And to my own team at Ansa McCall, Darren, Sarah Jane, Heidi, Lyndon, Christian, Ronaldo, Carice, Marsha, and so many others behind the scenes. Thank you for your passion, your long hours, and your belief that what we build truly matters. On behalf of Ansa McCall, I also want to extend our deepest thanks to all who made this morning possible. Beyond the real estate team, I wish to expressly thank Sarah, Sharon, Padma, Troy, and Francis. Today could not have happened without you and your team members. To all the service providers and support teams who played a role in making this a memorable morning, thank you. For me personally, this project is more than steel and concrete. It's about shaping a place where commerce, culture, and community can meet, as you mentioned, Your Excellency. Where families can gather, where small businesses can grow, and where a symbol of Guyana's past, the old chimney, can stand at the heart of its future. Today's salt turning marks not just the beginning of construction, but the continuation of a promise that Answer McCall will keep investing, keep believing, and keep building with and for the people of Guyana. Thank you all for being part of this journey, and Shub Diwali. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joseph. And I feel I would be incomplete if I didn't ask His Excellency's indulgence, crave his indulgence, because I started off on his attire, and I must conclude. There is a reason, right? President talks the talk, but he's wearing it literally. So it's not the traditional kurta that His Excellency is wearing. It seems to be a striking blend of indigenous, African, and Indian influences, a true symbol of one Guyana as we celebrate Diwali this weekend. And now I'm going to invite the dignitaries to proceed for the official sword turning. Joining His Excellency this morning will be Honorable Bishop Juan Edgel, Honorable Susan Rodriguez, Mr. Norman Sabga II, Mr. Troy Cadogan. They will be accompanied by Joseph Rahal, who we just heard from, Alex Sabga, and representatives of the contracting team. Now I invite you to don your safety vests and your helmets and make your way for the symbolic, the ceremonial breaking of the ground for the Chateau Margot Mall. As we're hearing, it's not just development, it's cultural destination and community togetherness. Now, President project gets on the way. With a thumbs up from the President and with the beautiful steel pan music. Can we do it? Yes, we absolutely can.
And we will do everything necessary to ensure that our country is safe and our people remain safe. We will do everything necessary to contribute to the region remaining a zone of peace. And we will do everything in support of combating transnational crime and illicit drugs. We have a responsibility to the citizens of this region and the people globally to support and to work with our allies as we have been doing for decades, be it Brazil, Colombia, the US, Suriname, the entire region. We have been collaborating for decades. We've been supporting each other for decades in the fight against drugs and illicit activities. But my priority as Commander-in-Chief is to ensure the safety of this country, people of this country, and our territorial integrity.
But specifically in the context of the operations in the Southern Caribbean, are logistics and radar support being provided by Guyana to that operation?
Guyana, as I said, has been working with our allies. We have joint training programs. We have joint activities that are all publicly known. So whatever we pursue and whatever partnership, in the form of our partnership, once it does not compromise the security of the operation or personnel, of course the public will be aware.
And so what do you say in response to the ambassador, Venezuelan ambassador,
And with the conclusion of that interview by the media, we would like to thank you very much, everyone, for
the Caribbean what?
that the Caribbean should be afraid that it can be impacted by the U.S. strikes on Venezuela.
Now, if anyone say the Caribbean should be afraid, they should be calling for questioning. It means that person have information that will suggest that there is some harm that will come to the Caribbean from some force. So, I did not hear the statement. But as I said, my priority is the safety of this country and our region.
Do you support the killings of the people who, as a result of the destruction of these vessels?
You are in the same position like the President of Ghana. You call it killings. I don't know what information you have before you.
But the destruction of the boats that resulted in this...
I don't know what information you have. Are you aware if the boat had drugs? Are you? I don't know. You're asking me to comment on something that I don't have a comprehensive set of information about. Can you verify for me or confirm that these boats were not carrying drugs.
But in your relations with the United States,
No,
in terms
so
of
that's
the
what I'm
spirit of
saying. The
cooperation,
U.S., in the spirit of cooperation, the U.S. has said that they have all the verification that these were drug-carrying vessels.
and so should the persons be
Mr.
killed?
President, you just
That's what
mentioned
I'm trying to-
EOIs.
Expression of interest. The technical team is working on developing that expression of interest at the moment.
That's in the 2 weeks
All
you
right,
said,
everyone,
you
we've got
mentioned.
to
This is in
a team
assessment
photo.
right now. So whatever it costs, that we'll be examining that. And of course, as I said, we want Guyanese to be owners of that.
Could the team